Welcome back to the show. Back with our Sens insider, Lee Versage. And Lee, you were talking about Darche.
Matthew Darche.
Matthew
and
Darche.
It's just an example. I'm not saying they're going to hire Matthew Darche.
Right.
But Matthew Darche is the assistant general manager in Tampa under Steve Yzerman and company. But when you think about a guy like that, if you brought him in, he's interviewed with the Montreal Canadiens before. Who sat on that panel? Michael Andlauer. Sat on the panel as part of the ownership group, who apparently really liked Matthew Darche. But I think if you brought Matthew Darche in, it wouldn't be, oh, this is Matthew Darche's show.
Right.
It would be more of, hey, let's, as a group, you know, you're part of the group. This is amazing. We want all of what you have to bring, but let's all work together. Steve Staios, Matthew Darche, Daniel Alfredson. And again, I don't mean it's Matthew Darche in particular. Whoever it is, I think that hierarchy is okay, because I think the buck is going to stop like it does with the Raptors with Masai Ujiri. I think it stops with Steve Staios here.
So if we look around at coaches that are available right now, who comes to mind for you?
Well, look, I think a lot of people are going to want to hear the old grizzled veteran names, right? Like Claude Julien, and he's a guy that's around, and everyone talks about Claude Julien. Do I think they need somebody to hold some of the players accountable? Yes, I do. Because when I watch Drake Batherson not play defense every other game, and then he continues to just go out on the ice, and he's a really talented guy. But when he's not playing 200-foot games, he's not playing the right way, it's okay to sit him down.
Yeah.
Tim Stützle is one of the star players on the team. Everyone loves Tim Stützle. Why wouldn't you? He's one of the most offensively gifted guys in the game.
Yeah.
Well, he also tried to backhand sauce a pass the other night. They got picked off. It's 2-0 Vancouver. Well, at some point, Tim Stützle's got to maybe sit down for a couple of shifts. You can't do that. You know what I mean? If you expect to win. And I think that's DJ's problem now. He's already... Like, we're past that point with him. He can't do that anymore. He should have done it.
Because he'll probably lose the team at that point.
He should have done it 2 years ago.
Right.
And bring those guys, I can't do it anymore. So they need a guy like that. But I'm not sure the old grizzled vet, like Claude Julien, is the guy. I think there's other people out there. Jay McKee's name is out there, like as a young coach that comes in with some standards, and not unlike Knobloch in Edmonton now. You know, like they're bringing in a guy who's... Like, how many people have heard of Knobloch as opposed to Connor McDavid?
Yeah,
and
for sure.
But they got to bring people that are going to work together in unison is what has to be found here.
Okay, besides holding players accountable, what else is missing from, in your opinion, in his coaching when it comes to DJ Smith?
Yeah, and I don't even, it is because he's the head coach, but defensive structure. I mean, it's just, like a team comes into Ottawa's end, there's 5 guys, and sometimes they hustle back to get back, and then they go, like, where am I supposed to be?
Who's taking who?
Like, you play in the National Hockey League. Like, how many times has somebody brought you into a defensive zone to say, okay, if this happens, this is where you need to go? And sometimes defense is just effort.
And is it a lack of communication between players because they haven't been taught proper communication? Like, as you said, it's not just the 2 defensemen that are back. No, I'm watching guys coming back, you know, offensive players. They don't know who they're taking as they come back. They have no clue.
Right.
Guys are pointing with their stick at other players, I guess, that they think someone should be taking. It just looks chaotic to me.
So there's your answer. They're trying to get away with having it be chaotic because they can score when it's proven that over a long period of time can't work, and they don't have any goaltending. Well, that's a bad combination. When it's chaos in your own end, and you're hoping that your goalie is going to be way better than average, and quite frankly, Korpisalo and Anton Forsberg at best are average.
Really? You think you feel that strongly?
I do.
Really?
Well, right now, and I
just think they've been sold out. I mean, you look at how many opportunities, as you just said, you know, you talk about the Stützle with the backhand saucer pass. I just see that happening all the time. Right? They're there's 2-on-1s and 3-on-1s, and it just, what's the goalie going to do? Who did they play the other night where they outshot them a ridiculous amount? Was it the Vancouver game? Yeah. There are 5 goals on 15 shots. I blame Korpisalo maybe for one of those.
I'd go 2 or 3.
Really?
Yeah, I would. But
okay.
But anyway, the goalie's got to make a save.
Forsberg. I can't
the goalie's got to. No, it was.
It was Korpisalo.
Maybe not. But the goalie's got to make a save. at some point.
Sure.
So it's not all about goaltending. It's about the chaos that you're talking about in their own end.
Right.
But when they actually play well and they give up 15 shots in like 50 minutes, you can't have 5 goals go in.
Yeah.
So
okay, the other one I want to talk about is penalty kill, and you brought up Tim Stützle's name, and I recall last year, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, he was put on the penalty kill.
Yep.
I don't see him there this year.
Yep.
They've got Joseph, who should be a great penalty killer. He's got the speed, sharp. Why is Stützle? Is it because he's struggled on the defensive side? I don't know. It just seems some strange decision making by DJ Smith.
I think when they want Tim Stützle to be on the ice, they want him to be part of the penalty kill last year, but I think this year it's just more in an offensive role because they understand how much they need to score.
Okay.
And they have a few guys like that if you put Tim Stützle out on the penalty kill, it's probably 2 or 3 minutes you have to make up when guys are getting offensive zone face-offs, offensive zone terror, and they're just deciding in that group right now that it's not worth him being there because we need to score as much as possible.
Makes sense, yeah.
But that's their rationale. Now, it doesn't mean that what you're talking about isn't the right thing to do, but they're going to need some goals from elsewhere. They're going to need some more offense from elsewhere because right now their top guys are kind of doing it all for them.
Well, what's wrong with the penalty kill? Is it the players? Is it a structural thing? Because it's been terrible.
Well, how many guys on defense on this team do you go, you know what, that's a great, steady defenseman that's going to be out there?
I say 2, Sanderson and Zub.
Okay, well, Jake Sanderson's going to play a lot. So if you want him out on every single penalty kill, now you're asking them to play, 30 minutes a game. I think Zub is good. Don't get me wrong, people love Zub, right? He's like the darling.
Yeah. No, he is.
No, Zub is a good player. He is not a great player the way that people make him out to be.
I'm not going to say hold that thought because we don't have another segment.
You didn't even get to my wrestling shirt that I
Can we get a close-up on his wrestling shirt as we go to break? Versage will be back in a couple of weeks. We'll be back more.
Cody Rhodes. Holy cow.